Lord, do I love me some mango. Dragon Ball? Delicious. Monster? Scrumptious. Monster Musume? Fucking delectable. In all seriousness, I do love watching anime, reading manga, and giving my own dumbass opinions on them. Personally, one of my favorite types of manga out there are martial arts manga. For me, nothing really beats watching two buff-ass dudes beating the living shit out of each other just to see who's stronger. After getting caught up on the Baki series around a year ago, I needed my new fix of buff-ass boys, and that's when I found Kengan Ashura. For those of you who don't know what Kengan Ashura is, it's a manga about a martial arts tournament where some of the best fighters in the world face off against each other. Sure, there's some plot somewhere in there, but like, look at this cool dude punching this guy really hard. If that's not cool, I don't know what is. A few months back, I was browsing Netflix, and I saw that Kengan Ashura got an anime adaptation. I was really hyped personally, but once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. It's rough. Before I get to the thing that made me want to make this video, I want to talk about some other aspects of the anime first. I think the pacing of the fights is pretty good. Pretty much every fight starts and ends in one episode, and none of the fights drag on longer than they have to. The Kengan Ashura manga is at its best when it tries to tell small stories about its characters throughout the course of a fight, and the anime gets this format down pretty well. One thing that I found kinda weird was the backstories. In the interest of pacing, they're not very long, which is good. The strange thing to me is the art style. Sometimes, the backstories are these super detailed drawings for the characters, and other times, they're just this rough set of sketches. It feels like the animators are blindly shooting a dart to see how the segment's gonna look, and the only two options are Berserk and Calvin and Hobbes. Like, both things are really cool in their own right, but why are you mixing them together? All you're gonna do is end up confusing people. Most of the sound stuff is fine, but it's nothing special. The music in the show never really grabbed my attention, and the sound effects aren't really anything to write home about. The voice acting is pretty much the same, with the one exception being the guy who voices Yamashita Kazuo. Whoever's idea it was to cast this guy gets a fucking gold medal and a cookie from me. I'll email it to you, I swear. Well, that about does it for everything I was gonna talk about in this video. Oh my god. So I just want to preface before anything else, CG can look really good. CG can look so good. And this CG doesn't even look that bad. I've seen way worse CG in anime. In fact, I think the Kengan Ashura CG is pretty good in motion. There are some action scenes that are completely in CG that I got really into. My biggest issue with the CG in Kengan Ashura is that it takes away a lot of the personality that makes the manga so special. First, let's start off with the female characters. Holy fuck, I love all the female characters so much in the manga. They're all so cute, and the way that the mangaka draws them is so refreshing, especially when you look at all the copy-paste girls in the manga world right now. One of my favorite parts of reading the manga is finding little extra volumes that have the characters gender swapped. I think it's really cool to see how all the characters look if they are a different sex. And it's a testament to just how well the mangaka can draw unique characters. The anime fucks this up so bad. It's just so frustrating. This girl looks like this. This girl looks like this. This girl looks like this. This CG looks like it belongs in the fucking Byakugan game I had when I was 10! In all fairness, this girl is probably the worst looking CG model in the anime, so it can only go up from here, right? In the manga, pretty much all of the Kengan Association members have a very threatening presence to them. They're business moguls who are willing to get a lot of dirty shit done to get what they want, and it really comes across. The atmosphere a lot of the members have is enforced by the way the characters are drawn in the manga. In the anime, however, a lot of the CEOs don't really have the same atmosphere. I think that the perfect example of this is Togawa Yoshiko. I feel like this one picture shows you everything you need to know about this character, and to be honest, it's the only characterization she gets. She's a super minor character, but her character design has stuck with me. It's fucking perfect. The anime, however, makes the character design so much more boring than in the manga, and it completely ruins any appeal the character had. And if you want to say shit like, oh, you know, that's just one little picture, that you're just showing the worst picture. Fuck you, I'm not. This is the worst picture, and it's goddamn hilarious. As far as the CG goes on the fighters, it's also not great. Many of the Kengan fighters in the manga have a certain aura to them that makes them feel intimidating, while still managing to feel unique. In comparison, the anime leaves out a lot of texture in the characters' designs. Characters like Hatsumi-sen and Tokita Oma feel so much less interesting to look at than in the manga. With that being said, the fighter's design isn't nearly as bad as most of the female characters' designs, with one exception, Imai Cosmo. Again, you can basically tell how this character's personality is in one image. And then, look at him in the anime! His eyes barely make him look human! This is so disappointing, especially because Imai Cosmo is one of my favorite characters in the manga. Now, let's move on to the bread and butter of this anime. Woo! This is what I was here for! This is the good shit! Watching someone get their eye poked out, get punched so fucking hard that they just turn into a spiral and shit. That's what this is about. Too bad the anime fucks this up too. Now don't get me wrong, when I was rewatching this anime with my friends, I noticed that there's still some pretty brutal shit in this anime. Nothing's left out, nothing's censored, it just doesn't have the same impact as in the manga. One of the best examples of a gap between a fight in the manga and its anime adaptation is Imai Cosmo's second fight. We got it all in this fight. We got people getting hit really hard, we got bloody faces, we got a guy getting his ribs punctured by a guy's thumb. Man, that's gotta fucking hurt. And you know what? The manga shows this so well. Imai Cosmo is shown to be in excruciating pain. The amount of detail in this image is amazing, and the anime just can't even compare. Now, obviously, the anime isn't going to have as detailed images as the manga, but things like sound design and extra animation are there to compensate for this lack of detail in these specific images. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, the sound effects aren't as good as I want them to be. If we got some Hajime no Ippo level sound effects, with like a fucking train running into this guy being the sound effect for him getting hit in the face, this anime would be amazing. It'd be so much better. But instead, we get this fucking alien guy getting hurt real bad. Oh, walk it off, fucking loser. You didn't get hit by a train, did you? Huh? It sure doesn't fucking sound like it, at least. Long story short, if you watched the anime and liked it, you'll love the manga. If you've read the manga and are thinking about watching the anime, don't. And if you haven't done either, just read the manga. In the end, this is just the opinion of one manga elitist, so please let me know your opinions on both the Kengan Ashura manga and the anime adaptation.